What's going on, good people? Brandmaster Martina Britt Yoverton here. And if you ever wanted to know how to update, duplicate, or publish your Wix-based newsletters, here is a walkthrough with client JulieAnn Chavez of the Quilting Nerd. So again, what's going on, good people? Here is the web presence of my current client, JulieAnn Chavez, the Quilting Nerd. And what we're actually doing is we are implementing a newsletter into her entire sequence of social media marketing, as well as being in contact with her current clientele. So I'm just giving you a quick overview really quickly here of her web presence, just so I have it for prosperity. We were able to build this web presence on the Wix platform. However, we are actually shifting over a portion of her entire branding to the Shopify platform because of the increased SEO optimizations options that are available over there. So specifically for why you are here today and why you are catching this. So I am doing it as a live, but I'm also sending my client this walkthrough so that she can understand some of the back area information for how to update and duplicate and publish her own newsletters. Okay, so this is a Watch Me Work Wednesday with how to update, duplicate, and publish your Wix-based newsletters with my client, JulieAnn Chavez of the Quilting Nerd. So I'm going to populate over here into her back stage here, and we're going to go over here on the left-hand side. You guys will watch me fumble around for a bit. We're going to find what we need, and we're going to go into the marketing platform here. So in this marketing platform, this is one area that you can use to locate what you need. But specifically down here, we have the option to do, email marketing. And you can notice that here on the left, we have social media marketing. All of these are available: Google Ads, Facebook Ads, all of that. So let's jump right here into the marketing page, and let's see if we can locate where we've already created at least one template for her newsletter. And so right here we have the first one that we edited back on April 5th, and it's in draft mode right now. And so it has not been published yet, as you see, according to this. So I'm going to go into it and I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to verify very quickly if there were any changes, because we did have a VIP strategy session where we walked through, some things that she needed to do. And in that VIP strategy session, we were able to understand that we're going to launch the new website, what the social media campaign is going to be, finalizing the newsletters for this April-May distribution, completing in-store weights, packaging spreadsheets, and develop, a consent release for documenting the process. The plan is to shift to Shopify to create sales through social media in the meantime, and then to use an Excel spreadsheet to get her packaging items available and ready for the Shopify store. So I believe all of our information here is correct for her introduction. And then we were looking down here. Here's a clip from her website. In this area here, this is where you can get in contact with her. We were going to determine what the date is right here. So I'll reach out to her to grab this date right here really quickly. And then she talked about one of the newest products that is available. Again, another clip from the website and the announcement for next month's retreat and where that's going to be located, and all of the information from APQS and all of that information, how you can get registered and all of that, and then whether or not she had a featured new news item right now. And we don't. So what I'm going to do right now for this area is I'm going to hover over this area here. And because this is the area that I want to delete, a trash can showed up and I can say delete. We don't need this extra buffer tab right here. So I'm going to click on that. We don't need that one because here's the separator for this area. I've already added all of her social media links to each of these. So if there was an edit needed to that, you would just click on that box. And as you see, everything popped up over here to the left. You would check the box where you want the information to show, and then you would add the social media for each of those. So when the newsletter is distributed, then you would be able to click each of these to arrive at other areas of her brand, as well as checking out her website. And of course, that information is entered here. Check out our site, and that link is issued here. Also, you can allow people to join the newsletter, and it says how to do that. And that is the information that's down here, and it would take you over to the subscribe form for that. So what I'm going to do is scroll up here momentarily and check my notes to see if I have this date here. So we're excited to share that we are launching the online shop, and I need to ask for the date. Let me check my notes because I believe we did discuss that. Yes, the grand open is July the 4th. So let me go ahead and put that in here. And I can't spell nerdy news. All right. And then all of that is good to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ensure that this saves. So I made that change. All of that is good to go. So what I want to do is preview and test it. And just in case I skipped anything, let me go back to editing real quick so you guys can see this. Anytime you click in an area, your options pop up over here to the left. Okay, so, and again, this is in the Wix platform, and hopefully my captions are showing up so that this shows up with clarity for you as well. JulieAnn, in case you didn't know, JulieAnn is the proud, okay, member of the American Sign Language. I hope I'm saying that. She is ASL, American Sign Language, a proud member of that community. She's a translator as well, and she works with many different organizations that assist that community with being able to, of course, stay in contact with the hearing world. And she does an amazing job with that. And she's got me on my kick to go back and learn my ASL as well, because I do have hearing impaired members in my family. And I used to know it when I was little, and I struggle with it now. So I've got to get back on that. But in the American Sign Language community, they rely heavily on our captions showing up accurately. So we will hope that the captions are showing up accurately here. And if not, I know she has different platforms that she utilizes that allows the text that's being spoken to show up on a screen or to be translated to her in American Sign Language. So that is awesome. So again, if you click on these areas, your options are to the left. Anywhere you click, your options show up to the left. Anytime you're trying to make changes here, your options to make those changes show up over here, whether it's a design or it's a content option. So if I were trying to type and correct information in here, that information would show up over here in the left. And I would be able to add and take away from it as I choose. Okay. So if I were trying to look at designing the puffering of the, in between the sentences, making the paragraphs tighter, making the font bigger, all of that information would be located over here to the left. If I were trying to increase it, if I were trying to make it all right adjusted, if I were trying to change the formatting that I have in here, all of that would be in here. Okay. And the same with each block. Once you click that area, you can make the changes to the left. If I choose to change the picture, I can make the change image over here to the left. So all of this to be able to update, duplicate, and publish is all available by clicking, and then your options show up. Okay, so let's preview it. And this is what it would look like upon being received in their email. Everything is there in working order. And so currently I'm going to send a quick test email to JulieAnn again. And I'm going to also send one to myself. And I need to verify with her because it just occurred to me that I think we were changing this back to Nerd Nugget, but I'll find out once I shoot this over to her and I check my text messages. So we're going to send that briefly. So it's sending in test email to her. And then let me confirm here in my text messages. Please review your email as I just sent another test email. Please also confirm if we are changing all text back to Nerd Nuggets or keeping nerdy news as the title of your newsletter. I will follow with this video shortly. All right, and so I've sent that over to her. And so I believe we may keep the Quilting Nerds newsletter the way that it is. We'll see once I get a response from her momentarily. But that is exactly how you would do that portion. So let's go back to the editing and let's press pause for a moment on that, okay? But what I want to do temporarily is let me go into the Wix platform so I can move over while we await that, and I go into the availability to duplicate this and put it on repeat, okay? So here we are back in this area. Let's go back over to the left and let's look at the email marketing area again. All right, and so it popped me right back into here. Gosh darn. Okay, so it's because I got two of them up. So let me see if it will allow me to do the duplication option that I need for it to. Okay, she just responded. I'm on it. Great, great, great. Okie dokie. So we'll look for her to check that out. All right. And so again, if you were trying to add different things, let's stick with Nerd Nuggets. Okay. So let's see whether or not Wix has that beautiful find and replace option. So she wants to take everything that says nerdy news and she wants to stick with Nerd Nuggets. All right. And so I want to use Control F on my keyboard to see if I can locate what I want to change. And it looks like I'm going to use the option inside Google here. So she wants it to say Nerd Nuggets. So copy, and we're going to come over here. And so each area it found this one. Let's go ahead and change that to Nerd Nuggets. Find the next area it's mentioned, Nerdy News. Let's change this to Exciting Nerd Nuggets. Where was the next one? Nerdy News. Let's change that one to Subsequent Nerd Nuggets. All right. And so that's what we want to keep it at. And that is all of them. So I'm going to do a review for myself, the Quilting Nerds, Nerd Nuggets, the Quilting Nerds newsletter. And hopefully we have it in Exciting Nerd Nuggets. Okay, good, good, good. Subsequent Nerd Nuggets. Great, great, great. All right. So it looks like we have all of those correct. And so we're going to go over and we're going to say next. All right. And so as not to scroll down and reveal her contacts, this is where we would actually go ahead and reach out to all of her contacts. So we would select the all button, and then this would allow us to move forward with setting up who's going to receive it. Okay. In the meantime, before we set that up, I want to move back to one quick area that I was able to locate to make sure that we can do this. And let's go here back to this middle area here. Let's go back into her newsletter here. And I want to go in here and I want to save this one as a template. And we're going to call this the Nerd Nuggets newsletter, and in parentheses, hopefully it will allow me to have the parentheses in there, and I'm going to say save the template, because I do want a template saved so that when she opens it, she can go to her saved templates and she can edit a template versus trying to locate this one and then to send that one out, and then you don't have a copy saved to update for each and every subsequent send. Okay. And so we're going to go next, now that we've created a template. And if you're wondering where to find those, then we would go, back to the original area. We would go into our newsletter, and then we would be able to save a template, find our templates, and then we could also select to duplicate. Okay. And when you duplicate, you want to rename. So if we were duplicating this one just to have a second copy there, now we're actually in the duplicate copy, and there are two different ways that I've just given you: either duplicate the newsletter or save it as a template. And now you have two options for, having a copy of this. All right. And so let's go over here into the next, and we're going to select all. All right. And so because we've selected all, this would actually send it to all 90 of her contacts, right? This is her first newsletter. We do want to send it to everyone. And these are all her subscribers, her subscribe people, her contact people, even the people who are pending confirmation, or the people who have even reached out to her. We're sending her first newsletter to everyone. Okay. And then we would say next. All right. And then for the purposes of what we're doing, we could go in and edit as we need to. This will be the first newsletter option here. We know it's coming from the Quilting Nerd. We know that it's going to be replying to her current. And then right now we have estimated 90 that we're sending it to. And then we would go ahead and schedule it if we choose to, because currently we were going to release this April the 30th, and we're going to release them on the 15th and the 30th of each month. So if we had already set this up, which I do have in my email, her 15th newsletter for May and her 30th newsletter for May, I would be scheduling those because we want them to go out at a subsequent date later. Okay. So for now, we're going to send this one now. And literally, that's all we do. Way to go. It's done. Now, if you choose to, you would be available to go and share this on social media, or you could just copy the link for the newsletter, and then you could shoot it into an email. So that is how simple it is to duplicate, publish, and update newsletters inside of the Wix platform. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope my captions did what they needed to do, and you will be successful in publishing your newsletters going forward, JulieAnn.